Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie Matisse. If you are new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Today's video is just going to be me talking about life after having a spiritual awakening and what that looks like for me now. And I'll just be showing you guys my Sunday as I chit chat. First, let me say I wanted to do this video because I know when I was in the beginning of my journey, I was really looking for more people to be honest about what you can expect, I guess, in having a spiritual awakening, and not just the whole love and light and everything is blissful, because that's not always the case when having a spiritual awakening. And what I seen were just more people being very love and light and woo woo, and they didn't really have a grounded sense of reality or could relate to regular life. Or on the other end of that spectrum were people who went back to structured religion, which I have a theory about that I'll talk about a little later. So I want to first say I believe we are always in a state of awakening. From the time we are born, we are remembering why we came here. So I don't think we become quote unquote spiritual. I think we are naturally always spiritual, but there is a point where we become aware of this remembering or awakening. And for me, that started around 2017. And I'd actually say it really hit the fan around 2021 to 2022. 2022 for me was what most people call the dark night of the soul. I had quit my job. I separated from my partner and kid's father of 12 years. I moved to Texas with no money, and I had just started a new job. And ultimately, I started my life over. 2023 was a lot better, but still a little shaky. And fast forward to now, where I feel a lot more stable and more receptive to what thriving feels like and not just surviving. And this is where I will kind of talk a little bit more about what it feels and looks like afterwards. And I will say the biggest difference now is the level of ease. And no, I don't mean that my life is easy now, but there is a lot more ease in how I allow things to flow within my life. And I completely contribute this to my willingness to surrender. One thing about a spiritual awakening is it's going to force us to surrender to what we think we know about life, to who we think is the bad guy or the villain in our story. And it just makes us surrender to looking at life differently. And I truly believe our willingness to surrender is mirrored in our experience, which is partly why I think people disassociate and kind of go really far into the woo-woo-ness of having this spiritual awakening and disconnect from life, because that can be a painful process, which I kind of talked a little bit about in my code funding video, where I talked about disassociation. And then the flip side to that is going back to structured religion, which I talked about in the beginning, because there is a lot more control within that surrender. I think there is a set of rules and guidelines to give you enough structure to make calculated decisions, versus within more of a free-flowing spiritual path, you are surrendering to your karmic return of your actions, whether that karma be good or bad. Versus in religion, especially within Christianity, it is taught that Jesus has already died for our sins. And so there's that like relinquishing of accountability of the actions we've taken and that now we are dealing with in this whole dark night of the soul. But I do think if we're able to move through that season or that density, we can become alchemists with the ability to neutralize the density of whatever the experience is and redirect the energy in the flow of what we truly desire. So when I say my life just feels more at ease, I just mean I'm able to adjust to life's hiccups sooner. Therefore, I don't sit in the density as long as I was before. So if you're in the beginning stages and even in the midst of what feels heavy or dark, know that you are strong enough to make it to the other side, and the only way through is through. But know that on the other side comes a lot more ease, peace, and love, because you'll know and have the strength to overcome anything that life throws at you. Hopefully, this was helpful, especially to those in the throes of their dark night of the soul. I send you much love. Be patient with yourself and your journey, and have grace for not just you, but for those close to you, because as you are changing, they are also having to adjust and relearn this new version of you. So be optimistic and stay grounded in the future you see for yourself, because not only are you chasing that future and those desires, they are also chasing you. So may you guys meet at the most divine time. Bye for now.